Welcome back to Creative Vibes. And today what we're going to go over is what's called the Arrowhead slip stitch. So it has this beautiful texture design with the hence arrowhead design here. It has the garter stitches on the side for the border, and it also has some garters here in the columns, okay? So I have really quickly developed a fondness for this stitch pattern. It's only a 4-row repeat, so it's going to be super fast and easy for you guys to learn. So I'm excited to teach it to you, okay? So I think that this would be great for, I just made like a simple cloth out of this, but I think it would be really nice with a thicker yarn to do maybe a scarf, or maybe you could do a pot holder. So you can really do some nice fun things with this one. So again, it's just a 4-row repeat. It consists of knits and purls with some slipping and a new way of knitting, a stitch that I haven't shown on this channel yet, but it'll be quick to pick up. So without further ado, grab your yarn and your needle, come on back, and I'll teach you how to do the arrowhead slip stitch. Okay, so with the cast on, what you'll need to do is cast on the multiples of 8, then you're going to add on 5, and then add on 4, okay? So in multiples of 8, that could be 8, 16, 24, 32, so on and so on. Then you're going to add 5, and then the extra 4 is just going to be the border or the garter stitches, which I've showed you, and I'll just bring it back just so you can see. The extra 4 is going to be 2 stitches here and 2 stitches there, okay? So again, that's going to be in multiples of 8 plus 5 plus 4. So that is going to be the cast on. So I use just the basic long tail cast on. Again, feel free to use whichever cast on method that you feel you're comfortable with. So the only thing that I'm going to say about if you do use the long tail cast on, what I found is that you are going to be on your right side if you do the long tail cast on. This particular pattern calls for you to start off on the wrong side. So what you'll have to do if you use the long tail cast on, you're just going to have to simply do a setup row. So just do a setup row of knit all so that you can get on the wrong side so you can start the pattern, okay? So all I'm going to do is just do my setup row now so I can get ready to start the pattern, and I'm just going to knit across on all the stitches so I could get to the wrong side of my work. So I will see you, depending upon how many stitches you've decided to cast on, I'll see you once we get to the wrong side of your work. So we start off with knit 2, and we're going to bring the yarn to the front and start the repeat, which is purl 5, 2, 3, 4, 5, then knit 3. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so you're going to do the repeat for as many stitches as you've decided to cast on. So I will meet you when you get down to your last 7 stitches. So now you're down to your last 7 stitches. So what you're going to do is just simply do a purl 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Then you're going to bring the yarn to the back. With your last 2 stitches, you're just going to K2. 1, So knit 2, 1 and 2. Place your yarn in the front, and you're going to slip 5 purlwise. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, bring your yarn to the back of your work and make sure that it's snug but not too tight, because you do want to make it so that you can work with the yarn. You're going to knit 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so you should look like this. So let's try that repeat again. So with yarn in the front, you're going to slip 5 stitches purlwise. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Bring your yarn over those stitches to the back, and then knit 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so that's how you should look. So I will meet you when you get to your last 7 stitches. So now you're at your last 7 stitches. Okay, so you're going to have your yarn in front like you've been doing throughout this row. You're going to slip 5 purlwise. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Bring that yarn over those stitches to the back. Again, don't make it too tight. And then you're just going to knit 2. 1, 2. Your row should look like this here, and you've completed row 2. And I have your knit 2. Then let's do what's between the asterisks. We're going to purl 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bring that to the back. And if you notice, this is just like row 1. So you should be fine with doing this row. You're going to knit 3. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so I will see you when you get down to your last 7 stitches. Okay, so we're down to our last 7 stitches. So we're going to do purl 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then let's get those border stitches done with just a knit 2, excuse me. Knit 1, 2, and now you have completed row 3. So let's knit our first 4 stitches. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So that's knitting your first 4. So now here comes your repeat. So you're going to take your right hand needle, which is this one here that I'm pointing at. For me, I'm right-handed. You're going to take that needle and you're going to go below your large strand, which is this strand right here. Pick that up and go right into your next stitch. And go in as if you are going to knit and scoop right underneath that long strand, and then just pop everything off. All right. Then you're going to knit 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right. So let's do that again, because that's all what the repeat is. So you're going to take your needle, right hand needle, go underneath the long strand here, go right into the next stitch here. Go as if you are going to knit. Keep everything on the needle. Scoop underneath and off. That's it. Then knit for 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. So you should be looking like this so far. You see now you do have that arrowhead here, so it doesn't take long for this pattern to take shape. All right. So, excuse me. So now you're going to do that again. So you're going to go underneath here and knit underneath the long strand. That one there. You're now at your last 4. And all you're going to do is just knit 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So I did knit up a few rows just so you can start to see the actual framework of the pattern, and you can start to see how the design does start to take shape. So what I did want to point out, when you're at the point where you want to bind off, you need to bind off after your 3rd row. So do not go on to the 4th row. Bind off after the 3rd row. So you can bind off, I would suggest you bind off per how I learned how to do the pattern. You just bind off in pattern. So I will attach the video that I have put out to teach you how to do the bind off. But again, it's just more important that you just bind off after the 3rd row. Do not go on to the 4th row. That's just how I learned it, so that it will come out as seamless as possible. So I will show you how I did mine. So this is after the 3rd row. So it's just a simple bind off. So again, I will attach that video if you need some help in doing that. So that's it, guys. That's how you do the arrowhead slip stitch. Let me know how it has worked out for you. I'd love to see some of, or actually, I'm sorry, hear some of your feedback. So like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you on the next video. Happy knitting.